Thank
Is
you.
it okay? Not like my smile is around my head.
Any Netflix show which you
Yeah,
recommend, any movies which
I'm
you.
reading a lot of books.
Okay, it's going to be fun then. Yeah.
I'm a huge nerd, so you can tap into that. I'm reading a lot of books and comic books. That's
Okay,
my
okay, okay. It's
way to unwind. Yeah,
one,
good.
two, three, start. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Let Me Be, a podcast where we explore authentic conversations with inspiring individuals from around the world. Today's guest is someone who beautifully bridges the world of technology, leadership, education, human connection. Joining us from Serbia, we have Andjelka Jukic, a SaaS sales and go-to-market expert, public speaker, and co-founder of Innovative Women of Serbia. Currently
Yeah.
serving as the head of the sales at Linker, Angelica works at the intersection of AI, social media, automation, digital workflows, and workplace transformation. Oh my God, you do so many things. But
I'm so sorry.
what makes
I'm
her
making your job difficult now.
But what makes her story truly fascinating is her journey from background in music, art, and social science to becoming a recognized voice in SaaS leadership and future of work. In 2026, she will be speaking at the prestigious global conferences like the Grace Hopper Celebration and NHRMA in the US. But beyond the
Yeah.
title and achievement, Engenka believes something very powerful. Technology only matters when it helps people communicate better, work smarter, and feel heard. And honestly, after taking a small break from podcasting, I could not think of a better guest to restart these meaningful conversation with. Angelica, welcome to Let Me Be.
Oh, thank you. And I feel honored to be your guest. So, thank you again for inviting me. I really like the podcast, and I'm really happy to, you know, be a part of it. So,
Yeah,
really cool. Yeah.
pleasure. So, Angelica, coming straight to the questions. Okay, so can you take us back to a moment where, or the experience that truly shaped who you are today?
Uh, I mean, it's a good question and a tough one at the same time because there were so many moments that shaped me, and I think it is like that with all of us. I think going back to my childhood when I was a little nerdy kid, and I was super nerdy. I really enjoyed the feeling of discovery. I really enjoyed the feeling of socializing with others. I'm an only child, but on the other hand, I have a cousin that I'm really close to. But having friends and meeting also people who inspire me. That back then these were professors, for example. Um, these things actually pushed me to be as curious as I am today. So I like learning about stuff, and I like being good at different disciplines. So the feeling of achieving something always pushed me forward. And I always looked up to certain individuals. I looked up to, up to also some book characters as well, and comic book characters. So I always found inspiration in different places, and I think I do that constantly. So of course these role models and inspirations change, based on the place in life where I'm at the moment, but still I think the feeling of excitement is the same.
Okay,
Yeah.
so who has
I hope I answered, but I think it all comes back to childhood and then finding these inspirations always and everywhere. So, yeah, a lot of amazing people are around us, and we just have to look and listen, and that's it.
so
Yeah.
who has the biggest impact on your life, or career, and what did you learn from them?
Mm, well, the first role model I have to talk about is my grandmother, who is still alive. She's 97. And she also has a college degree. She was she is an amazing individual, and I look up to her as a superhero. She really was way ahead of her time, always really smart and really open. So we had a really special bond because she was really strict to everyone except for me. And I was always like that grandkid that had a pass, but we had a really special connection. And later on, definitely some of my professors, I always had like a favorite professor. And I loved when I think there is the same note that comes with inspiration, is people who are really smart, educated, but also kind, and that can use that knowledge in practice. So this is something that I always found inspiring, and I always enjoyed when these inspiring people were being patient with students that are maybe even not that interested in that topic. And I think I found it really inspiring in life as well. So, for example, later on when I started working, and I was always ambitious, so progressing in my career, I always found these kind of managers, later on company directors, and partners in business, also inspiring. So someone who can teach me something and who is knowledgeable in this field, but also who can inspire, lead by example, and still be kind and treat you as an equal individual, even though if you're on a pyramid of job duties, if you're under them, that's it's okay. But still, when you're communicating, you need to show respect to everyone. And this is something that I like to do now when I have a team and when I lead the team, but also I respect and love when I'm being treated like that, and I always did. So these kind of individuals were always inspiring.
Okay, so
And this is from real life people, of course. Book characters and famous philosophers, writers, composers are always a good inspiration as well.
so tell me which
Trailblazers,
book you
yeah.
are reading currently.
At the moment, I'm rereading. This is my second read, Golden Donkey by Apuleius. It's antique Roman satire, which is amazing. Since I have a lot of things to do and I'm really busy, sometimes these satires are refreshing on one hand, and on the other hand are just reminding me how humanity was always said the same common things. So even centuries and centuries ago in antique Rome, there was a writer who was having a similar spirit as the comedians today. And we also, as society, had some similar issues. So it's always interesting to look at uh, what makes us human. So, yeah, I enjoy these things a lot.
So you said that you're rereading the book. Yeah, that means that you've already finished that book and then you're starting again. So
I read it when I was a teenager, so that was a while ago, and I wanted to see if I feel the same way or I interpret it differently right now. So it's a fun read. It's like rewatching a movie. So that
this is nice actually.
it's
I
been,
have I have
yeah.
never done that. So rereading a book is something which I learned today. Uh,
Yeah, you don't, I mean, you don't have to, but I think it mostly goes, and it's interesting to revisit some fun books and comic books as well, and pieces of art that influenced you as a teenager, and then come back to them as an adult and just see if the feeling is the same or you find a new pleasure in it. So that's also a thing. I
Interesting.
I don't do it often. I like finding new books all the time, but this one, it's a specific period. I'm so busy, and I was like, oh, I was recommending this book recently to a friend, and I was like, oh, I could revisit it. Oh my god, I need to. And then I was like, oh, it's such a pleasure. So yeah,
So
it
any
brings me a lot of joy.
self-help book would you like to recommend it to me or to somebody who's watching this podcast?
Like a self-help book or in general. Hmm. I don't know about self-help books because some of my I'm more into belletristics because
Okay.
reading is a way of escapism for me. Uh, okay, learning it's usually like I learn through let's say sociology, psychology. These kind of books are helping me learn, but through I mostly when I go to escapism mode, this is like belletristics. I for example enjoy Irvin Yalom. He's a psychologist and he's a pretty famous one, and he has a couple of really good books and an interesting like introspection. It's belletristics but with a lot of psychology, so you can try and practicing it on yourself. So yeah, he's a really good one, and I
Okay.
would recommend.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have some book recommendation for me?
I cannot say anything, I mean, yeah, I can see the background. You have a lot of books, so I only
It's intimidating. I'm sorry. Uh,
I,
yeah, the background, the library you see. So I built it 3 years ago when I bought this apartment. It's fine, yay. But the main thing is the ladder, you see, and you can move it. And the inspiration is from Beauty and the Beast, the Disney cartoon. When Belle is like sliding with the ladder down the library, and I was like, oh, I need to have this since I was a little girl, and now, yeah, as a grown up, I have it finally.
yes,
So that's it. Yeah.
yeah. So, the next question is, what keeps you inspired on difficult days, especially in such a fast-changing world of technology and automation?
Mm. Well, my loved ones, I have to say. So socialization is, I think, the anti-depression key. We as people are, sociable creatures, and even if you're an introvert, and if you like or a lone wolf, still a human touch, a conversation, even with one special person, is something that helps a lot. Of course, in some periods of time, everyone needs to be alone, and I do too, even though I'm pretty extroverted. But on the other hand, and I need some time for myself. But I think in difficult times, having that, let's say, support system from other people really means a lot. And I learned that through time because before, when I was younger, I knew to completely close off because I didn't want to burden anyone around me with my energy. I have a strong energy, and I didn't want to be an energy vampire when I'm like feeling low. But on the other hand, I learned during time that these things pass quicker and in a, let's say, healthier way when you are at least spending time with people. You don't have to unleash everything on them, of course, uh, but watch a game or go to the movies, take take a few hours of work. In these busy times it's difficult, of course, but finding at least a couple of hours on Sunday at least or something
Yeah.
like that, I think it means a lot. So yeah, definitely support system by close people. I wouldn't be here if there weren't for my friends and family, but close friends are family to me, so yes.
So the name of this podcast is "Let Me Be." What does that phrase, mean to you personally?
Mm, I really like the name. And I think, especially in this era where individualism is really challenged, and there is like a model, you need to fit in, just not don't stand out too much. Or if you're standing out, there is a pressure to stand out in a certain way, like to follow a formula. And these trends repeated through history of civilization, but I think the beauty of us as humans, as people, is in this individualism. And I think "Let Me Be" is important to me as myself, but I try to live by it and to let other people be as well, and to appreciate them as they are, and to appreciate their beauty in all the perfections and imperfections they bring. So I think it speaks, okay, tolerance, but also understanding, uh, and also love. That's something that's necessary today. Not being afraid of something different, even if it's foreign to you. It's beautiful to observe it and even befriend it and learn from it. So yeah.
You often speak about, the human side of technology. In a world of increasingly driven by AI, what do you think people are most afraid of losing?
People are afraid, and some people are speaking about it a lot. Well, losing themselves, of course, losing jobs, losing opportunities, losing connections. And there is this fear of this techno dystopia that we also watched movies about and we read about. And in some ways, it's here. Of course, it's pretty abstract if we compare today's world to the one 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Um, but what I always like to emphasize that we need to stay aware of the benefits of technology, but using it in a correct way. Legislation is of course really important, and also us as people not getting lazy with technology. So we need to use it as a tool and keep using it as a tool, and not let it just completely take over of our work, of our day-to-day activities, of our relationships, and privately, business-wise, whatever. So it can get if used in a correct way, it can make us really super productive. It can make us, we don't have to do some things that we are often doing manually, that we are, wasting our time on. But on the other hand, we need to practice our brains. We need to. I was actually visiting some amazing lectures. A month ago in the US, and I was in Chicago at Northwestern University. It was an amazing conference that's called Brave New Futures, and different people, amazing lecturers from all over the world spoke, and I felt like I'm with like-minded people because they were talking literally about that. So in education, how important it is to inspire people just to be interested and to get more knowledgeable, uh, and not to get to have logical thinking, which is really important today. But on the other hand, we cannot escape technology, and we cannot forbid it, because then it will people will go in the other direction. If you forbid something, they will want it even more. And so we need to keep that balance, but still have it under control. So legislation is really really important in that sense.
Yeah. So through Innovative Women of Serbia, you work on workplace equity and leadership system. What changes do you still hope to see globally for women in leadership?
Oh, there are a lot of changes that need to be done, but I think these changes come with baby steps. We are, of course, far ahead from, last century, let's say. And as a woman, I'm grateful for that. On the other hand, there is a long way ahead, unfortunately, even though there is like a illusion that everything is just fine. Unfortunately, it's not. We did research, and it was a mix of quantitative and qualitative research on women in work, and we saw so what was surprising, that women that are on lower positions are complaining less, and they are not seeing big differences within the workforce and with their male colleagues, but women in higher positions were actually talking more about these inequalities, which wasn't something that I expected, since these were more successful women with bigger salaries and better lifestyle. But actually, they had to go they had to go through hell. Not all of them, of course. I'm not generalizing, but through research, this was one of the things that we saw. This was one of the results, and yeah. Even though in this day and era we have AI and everyone thinks, okay, systems are different now because AI is running the show, it's not really like that, because society um, is developing in one pace, and technology is just we're running away from us, and it's not just not keeping up. And there are still a lot of systemic um, problems, issues, where you are just where we just need to keep up. uh, there are differences between Balkans, where I'm from, and also Western Europe and US. uh, Different areas of problems. Some are, of course, universal, but some are different, depending on how strict the law is, private companies, state companies, and so on. And so a lot of different issues there. But for example, some of the women have a lot of issues in the US, for example, because if they are age between 25 and 40, which is like the prime time uh, of developing your career or starting to develop your career, uh, will be they will, you know, have more trouble finding a job, because it's expected that they might want to have a family, and that they will go to pregnancy leave, and they will disappear for a year, for example, or in the US, 3 months or 4 months, which is
Yeah.
pretty rough, and it's tougher. Also, here in Balkans, and what we are fighting against, there are a lot of examples of women getting fired right after their pregnancy leave, which is horrible. Yeah, and so these are the things that are problematic, and that we are trying to fight against, and we are trying to make in parallel like a support system for women. Okay, you had this problem, let's find a way to, employ you, or to give you a support system. um, and yeah, we're trying to help. A lot of societies are doing this, and we are trying to, stay connected, and yeah, we are trying, so we will see where it goes.
Amazing. It's amazing initiative. I have never heard about in West also, women are facing these sort of problems. I was not really aware of.
Unfortunately, yeah. It's not, of course, it's not everywhere. Some companies have really strong politics with equity, and that's great.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, especially for like regular jobs, 9 to 5 jobs, this is a common practice. So a bit tricky.
Thank you for sharing this with me, and you're doing a great work. Uh,
Thanks.
if you could go back and give advice to your younger self, what would you say to you? And Andjelka, who is precisely 10 years old, what advice you gonna give to her?
There are, yeah, a couple of things. I think, first of all, I would advise to stand up for herself, for myself, uh, earlier in life, because when I was like straight off college, uh, I was still extroverted and I sociable, and but I didn't want to bother anyone, and I always had this, even though uh, I did a lot of things, I always had this imposter syndrome, and I do have it today as well, but I'm just like fighting against it. It's like inner saboteur. Uh, and literally. So I'm trying to fight against it, and of course with a lot more success now. But I needed a decade to go through it to
Yeah,
to start winning. And when I was younger, and especially in my earlier jobs, which were like low paid jobs where I worked nonstop. Uh, I mean, I work nonstop today as well, but with with much more success. But when I was younger, it was really heavy, and I just didn't know how to stand up for myself, and I didn't feel right to do that. So I would give this advice first, and believe in yourself more. Just, if you think of something, don't think, no way that I'm gonna do it. Just try it. And if what's the worst thing that can happen? You can try, and that's it. So yeah, probably that. When I see newer generations, so younger Gen Z today, and I see them standing up for themselves in the work environment, some people are, a bit iffy about it, like, oh, today's generations don't want to work. No, I'm completely the opposite. I love it, and I think it should be like that. I think people should have, a respectful relationships
yes,
at work. It doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter what's your level in the company. Everyone should be treated with respect, and that's just it. So I'm completely on Gen Z side regarding their relationship toward work.
yeah, yeah,
I'm like a tortured millennial. We're working through everything, but on the other hand, I learned a lot from them as well. So even from my younger colleagues, and even from people who are under me, but it's just in work, like as
yeah.
people, we are on the same level. Uh, that I'm trying to put in the practice today as well. Yeah.
Lastly, tell me something about your country, Serbia.
Okay. Oh, Serbia. Serbia is a fun country. It's a country with a really long history. And the capital of Serbia is Belgrade, the city, my hometown. Um, a lot of history, a lot of different cultures went through Serbia and influenced Serbia. So we are Slavic people. Uh, but on the other hand, we had a lot of Turkish influence, Austro-Hungarian influence, and there is like a mixture of cultures of like Slavic Orthodox influences and all of these other ones. Unfortunately, it's a country with a really turbulent history, even recent one, but also in the past. Since geographically we are in a good position, and there were a lot of wars here. We had problematic governments and stuff like that. But on the other hand, people are super warm and welcoming, and they, even when they go through all of that, they still have time to sit with their friends and laugh about small things, which is, I think, the main thing here. As for Belgrade, it's a really fun city, and I'm inviting you. You're always welcome to visit.
Thank you.
So we have a lot of good food, a lot of good music, and a lot of wonderful art. And this is something that I would always recommend to everyone.
Thank you. A short question. Tell me something about your firm, Eklincher, since you head the sales department there. So,
Yes.
if you can narrate.
Yeah. So I'm really happy to work at eClincher. eClincher is a US company, and we actually have a social media platform, but it's even more than that. It's actually a platform that can control your entire digital marketing presence. And it actually uses and gives you opportunity to use AI in a right way, I would say, to just, uh, do all the manual work for you while you're doing the creative stuff. And this is, I think, the perfect balance. So you can do a lot of community management automation. You can do a lot of, post organizing automation as well. But you can tweak it and you can make it personalized for each profile. So you can,
Okay.
put a different tone for LinkedIn and for different tone for TikTok, and so on and so on. What's also important, it does social listening and brand monitoring and really detailed analytics. So if you want to track your digital presence or your, let's say, area of your work and interest in that, it's a super useful tool, and it does a lot of research for you. So you don't have to go to ChatGPT and prompt it 7 billion times. It does it automatically for you, and gives you advice on that. So yeah, it's a good business tool as well.
Where in US the company is based?
In San Francisco, actually Sunnyvale, which is like suburbs of San
Okay.
Francisco, let's say.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Angelica, thank you for such an insightful and deeply human conversation. You reminded us, that while technology continue to evolve, empathy, communication, and authenticity will always matter. Uh,
Yeah.
and to everyone who is listening, thank you for joining another episode of Let Me Be. Until next time, stay curious, stay authentic, and most importantly, let yourself be. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. It was wonderful. Thank you so much. It's a
Thank
pleasure.
you.